Hey, Bianca here from Teach Like Bianca, and welcome back to part 3 of the video series of creating your TPT product from scratch. And for us, from scratch means we're creating our product all from PowerPoint. So if you missed part 1 and part 2 of the videos, I have them linked down below. But part 1, that's where we were creating the product in Teachers Pay Teachers. Part 2 is where we were preparing it to be uploaded to Teachers Pay Teachers. And part 3, this is where we're doing a full upload to TPT, as well as creating a thumbnail from absolute scratch or from PowerPoint. So we're not using any fancy Clipart or any fancy fonts. We're not doing anything that is going outside of what we can do for free and using free materials that we have. We do use PDF Escape, but it's not necessary. So if you want to go back and watch the first 2 videos before this video, they're down below. But if you're ready to go for part 3, let's go ahead and get started. So this is where we left off, our finished product that we're going to be uploading to Teachers Pay Teachers. But first, we're going to be creating this main cover thumbnail using PowerPoint. Now, I usually use Canva, and so I'm going to show you what that looks like. These are some of my thumbnail covers, my main covers for Teachers Pay Teachers, and they all follow the same sort of theme, and that's what I'm going to be showing you how to create here in PowerPoint. So let's go ahead and go to PowerPoint, and let's start off just the way that we did when we first created our product. Let's go ahead and get rid of these text boxes, and then we're going to go to design, and then slide size, and then custom slide size. And we are going to make this into, when I looked it up in Canva, I usually do 11.24 for the width and the height. Some people do 10, some people do 12, but I'm just going to keep it at 11.24. And I usually do ensure fit. Now I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to start off by creating our border. So go to shapes, add a box, and I'm going to cover the entire box here, square, and I'm going to change it to black because I usually have a black outline for a border. So I'm going to show you how you could do it here. So you can go to shape, outline, and then you can also go to no fill. But if you click on the outline that's already there in the shape styles and then change it to black, you can see that it already changes. And I'm going to show you, because it's kind of pushed out all the way to the end of the edges. I'm going to show you the different types of styles that you can do. And I showed you this, I believe it was in video 1 and part 1 of the series. I'm going to add a dotted line here, and I'm going to show you there's various types of dotted lines you can use, squiggly lines, but I think I'm going to go with, I'm trying to make it look like what I have in Canva here in PowerPoint, but I'm going to come pretty close, but it's not going to be exactly the same thing. So I like this. You can also change the weight of it so to make it thicker if you like. And I honestly kind of even just like the way that this looks better than what I have in Canva, because in Canva I had to create that border one line horizontally and then vertically at a time. Now I'm just making sure it's centered. Remember, if once you see the X, that means it's centered. Now you can easily see what different types of styles of borders that you can have, and what you can play around and see what you want to use as consistency for your brand, for your TPT store. Now I'm going to add in a box, because I'm going to put some text over that box. I'm I'm going to make it black. And then I'm going to go to insert and add a text box. And then I'm trying to figure out what is a good, fun, appealing font to use, especially out of free fonts. And there's so many, I usually just go with something very quick. So, and you kind of want to think about what you want to call the product ahead of time. And I'm just calling it classroom award certificates. So I'm going to start out by putting the first word classroom across the top. And I want to make sure that it spreads out. And you can use this, I don't know what it's called, but it can spread the letters out so it fits across whatever you're working on in PowerPoint. It fits across easily. So I'm just trying to make it a little bit bigger, because if somebody's scrolling on TPT, or even if you make something for Pinterest even, you want them to see it and it to be very easily read. So now I'm going to make my second lettering, and I'm going to make it white so it can pop out. And I only use, when I do this, I only use 3 colors. So I only use black, white, and my overall brand color, which is like a purple color. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to put that in here in a little bit. So this is where I'm going to go in and add an award certificate. And I'm just going to make sure that I get it centered and that it's easy to read. That if somebody's scrolling through, they can easily see it. So I'm just moving down the box a little bit, making it bigger so the words can fit. And I thought, I had it on the right side. I had it centered then on the right side, but I think I'm going to stick with center. That's usually how I do it when I make the covers in Canva. So overall, you can see that it looks pretty good here, and you can at this point decide what direction you want to go in, especially for the bottom. But I'm going to go in and insert my pictures of the product, and I just go to insert picture, and I add that in here, and then I'm going to put it down below. You want to give somebody something to see, and I'm going to add a shading to it, so then it's not just on a white on white background, which is kind of difficult to see. It's not visually appealing. I usually go with the one that's in the middle. I don't know if there's like a name for it or anything, but I usually go with that one that's in the middle, and I toggle it to the right just slightly, and then I make a copy of it. So I'm going to make the exact same one, but this time I'm going to toggle it to the left. And then just layer it over each other. It kind of makes it looks like there's more, even though it's just it's a freebie, but it kind of makes it look like there's more than what there is. Now I'm going to add something, and this is how I add in my brand color, and just give the overall main cover just a pop of color. And you could set your colors in PowerPoint. I don't think I have mine set. I might. That color's pretty similar. But I'm going to write in this circle here, I'm going to write the word free. And usually if you take a look at my TPT store, sometimes I'll write like printable, or I'll write digital or editable, something that that if somebody's looking for something specifically and they feel like they need something that is editable that would send them over the top to want to purchase your product. So at this point, that the cover is done, and it didn't take long at all. But now we're gonna have to take that PowerPoint file and turn it into a picture. So you're gonna make sure you save it as a PNG or a JPEG. I always save as a PNG. And I talk about that, I believe, in video 1. And I'm gonna save it because we're gonna upload it to TPT. So now this is the front end of my TPT store, or just my TPT account in general. And I usually go over here to my products, and then I'm going to go to add a new product. So here there's a variety of files that you can upload. I always use digital upload for my PowerPoint or PDFs. I haven't tried using anything else. But I'm going to go ahead and upload my product. And I'm going to use, remember, you want to make sure you know kind of what the name is of your product, and you can search TPT to get an idea of what other sellers are using for similar products. I also want to make sure that I add in that it's free. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the student classroom award certificate. And then once it's uploaded, it actually generates some previews, some thumbnail previews. But we're not going to use those because you don't want to see the thank you page. So we're going to go and add our main cover that we just created in PowerPoint and get that uploaded into TPT. So you can do video previews, which you can do them in PowerPoint by just creating a video, recording a video of your slides in PowerPoint, which I've done before. And I feel like for the things products I do have videos on, I get more sales. But since it's just a freebie, we're going to go in and I'm going to add in the picture of the second slide that we took back in video 1 and part 1 of the series. And I'm going to just add in the picture of the product in the preview. Now in the description area, I do already have something that I use for all my descriptions, where I add links to my website or links to freebies and things like that. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to put something very generic in here that would be something I would probably add. Now, I first want to show you, if we were to add a price here, it's going to generate your multiple license price for you. And if you have other bundles, you can make a discounted price. I don't have anything that's bundled together or things that go together. I usually direct them to my website for that. And then for tax code, this is just other digital goods, no physical media. And then I'm going to go back and make sure that I mark free resource, because I'm making this a free resource. If you added more onto your product, you can make it a paid resource. And you can go in and click what grade level it is, but I just feel that it's not grade specific. It could be used for any grade. And then I'm going to go down and add in a few subject areas that I think it might fit in, which it could fit in multiple areas. So sometimes you want to check to see what other sellers are doing for their subject area and even for their resource type. It kind of stinks that you can only have 3, but I guess it makes sense because if it could fit in multiple places, it would just be everywhere. So this could be used for end of the year certificates for students. It could be used as a back to school item to let students know, hey, our teachers know that maybe they want to start using certificates in the classroom. And then once you have too many, it'll turn red So that means you would have to get rid of one so you can go back to only 3 subject areas that you have clicked. So those are the 3 that I'm going to go with. And then I'm going to go into resource type. Now the resource type is pretty similar to the subject area. You can only choose up to 3 resources, where you can find your product and where buyers can find where it's at. So you kind of want to see what other sellers are doing and check out what resource types they possibly might have. You want to make sure that if there's somebody that's looking for something specific, that they can find it because you have it in the right resource type. After you get done adding in your resource types, you'll see that there's a custom category, which I have never used. There's also educational standards, which I don't use because most of my products are resource type products. You do want to add in your number of pages or slides, if there's an answer key, and so forth, as well as duration. Since we made our product from scratch, we only attest that this product is ours. It's our original work. And I'm not going to make this active on my account anyways, because I'm going to upload it later. I'm going to do a couple things and upload it later. I do want you to see that if it's not active, it will be that light gray and it'll say inactive until you're ready to make it active. I also want to show you that if you go to quick edit or edit, it will pop up so you can kind of see it up close and make sure that everything looks okay. And if you can make any quick changes. Now I'm going to show you the Bitmoji classroom template. And this was my very first free product that I uploaded on TPT almost a year ago. And I want to show you my description, which I probably went over my description a bunch of different times, just to make it look the way that I want it to look. So that's it for our series of creating a TPT product from scratch. I hope you enjoyed it, and you're able to use your certificates in the classroom or put them on TPT. I was happy to do this for you all, and thank you for watching.